almost died in a house I legally owned, and I didn't even know my own father had planned it. My name is Emma, and this is the night everything in my life stopped making sense. I was 30, working as a project manager, finally stable after years of struggle. I bought my first house at 27, 3 bedrooms, small yard, nothing fancy, but it was mine. Every dollar came from long nights, overtime, and sacrifices no one ever saw. My father, Richard, used to say he was proud of me in front of people, but behind closed doors, he treated me like I didn't know anything about life. My younger brother, Dylan, was the opposite. No discipline, no stability, but somehow, he was always the favorite. After my mother died, everything changed. My father became obsessed with control, money, property, inheritance. He wanted to know everything, and I let him get too close. 1 year after I bought my house, he convinced me to add him to the deed, just for protection. He said, if anything happens, it keeps things simple. I trusted him. That was my mistake. Then I had to travel abroad for work for 3 weeks. London, big project, no way to cancel. Halfway through the trip, my neighbor called me. Her voice was shaking. Emma, there are people inside your house. I laughed at first. Then she sent photos, strangers, moving boxes, a for sale sign in my yard. My stomach dropped. I called my father immediately. No answer. I called again. Voicemail. Then I called the real estate agent listed on the sign. The words I heard made my entire body go cold. The house was sold 3 days ago. Sold. My house. I flew back the next morning, and when I arrived, my father was sitting on the porch like nothing happened, drinking coffee, relaxed, peaceful. What did you do? I asked. He didn't even stand up. I handled it. You sold my house. He shrugged. You're still young. You don't understand property. I froze. I was 30 years old. Then he said something worse. It wasn't really yours anymore. That's when I realized something was deeply wrong. He started explaining where the money went. $40,000 to clear Dylan's debts. $30,000 for a new truck. Over $70,000 into Dylan's business idea. All gone. He spoke like it was normal, like I was supposed to accept it. I walked away before I broke something, but I didn't stop there. I hired lawyers, and that's when the real nightmare began. Documents didn't match. My signature wasn't mine. Records were altered. My name had been removed months earlier without my consent. But while I was fighting for answers, something even darker surfaced. My mother's death. Officially natural causes, but investigators found inconsistencies in old financial transfers, hidden accounts, a life insurance payout that was quickly redirected, and a will that had been updated shortly before she died. The only person who benefited from everything was my father and Dylan, and a woman no one in the family ever spoke about. A second partner my father had been secretly supporting for years. Suddenly everything made sense. The control, the pressure, the obsession with my property. It was never about protection. It was about money and eliminating obstacles. One night I was asked to come to the family house. They said it was to talk things through. Something felt off the entire time I was there. Too quiet, too controlled. I left early. That decision saved my life, because hours later, I found out something terrifying happened that same night near where I was supposed to be. An accident. But investigators later confirmed it wasn't random at all. It was planned, targeted, and I was meant to be there. I couldn't breathe when I heard that, because I finally understood. My father hadn't just taken my house. He had been trying to erase me entirely. That's when everything collapsed. Arrests followed. Forgery, fraud, attempted crimes connected to property transfer. My father didn't even understand what was coming. He was still posting photos online with Dylan like nothing was wrong, smiling, boating, living like he had already won. Monday morning came, and so did the police. The house was returned to me. Everything else was gone. Dylan disappeared the moment the money stopped. The woman he was funding vanished too. My father took a plea deal. Years of lies ended in one courtroom. Months later, I drove past the lake house where he used to celebrate his victory. It was empty, quiet. The boat was gone. The life he built on stolen control, erased. My phone buzzed. A message from him. Just 3 words. Can we talk? I stared at it for a long time. Then I turned off my phone and drove home to the life he tried to take from me.